Okay, this is Chef Shane's Cooking School. Welcome, everybody. Say hi. Yay!
Hi guys, here we are live today at the Healing Oasis in the Rock Eatery. I'm going to be doing a little cooking demo for you guys. We'll be making a chicken stew, as well as we'll be doing just a nice little vinaigrette. Very simple stuff. I just want to show you the basics. And for some people, that's really all they need to really get started. And because a lot of people are, when you get hit with this diagnosis, I imagine you have a lot of things going on in your head, and I just want to make this as simple as possible for you guys. And anyway, so just bear with me. We're getting into this is new for us too here, and so I want to make this as something that grows and just gets better and better. Okay, because I really enjoy doing these videos. So yeah, okay, so. I'm going to be doing everything on this little guy here, and so basically we're going to start off here with just our onions. I wanted to kind of showcase you guys the chopping of everything too. Sometimes I'll have everything chopped up ahead of time, and something I want to show off as well. So what I'm looking for when I'm doing a stew, I'm looking for about a medium dice, okay? When I say medium, I go like that for a large dice, medium dice like that, and a small dice like that. Does that make sense? When you're cooking the vegetables for a longer period of time, especially in a stew, they gotta be a little bit bigger or they'll literally kind of go to nothing. So we got our onions in there, okay? Now, always with any sort of soup, we do onions, celery, carrots. Now, that's called mirepoix in French, and it's just a combination of onion, celery, and carrots, and that's just your basic fundamentals of flavor. So now for keto, you will not be wanting to do as many carrots in there, as many onions. So you can replace those with other vegetables. A little bit more celery. You can add zucchini, peppers, fennel, green beans, all sorts of different substitutes, whatever your preference is. So I'm just going to continue cutting these vegetables here. The idea is here is I get all this going, I saute it, I start getting the flavors caramelizing, and just kind of sweat out those sugars in there as well, those natural sugars. Okay, and we got our celery here. Nice and easy, okay? Okay, and I'm using extra virgin olive oil to saute this. You can use avocado oil, you can use coconut oil. They all have their benefits. Extra olive oil is very good for anti-cancer, as well as coconut oil too. I go through a lot of extra virgin olive oil here, and that's a good problem to have. So we're going to just continue sauteing this here. Like I said, we want to develop the flavors in here. If you just add everything into the pot, it'll work out, but you're not going to have the deep flavors as you would normally. Okay, and I also have some pre-roasted off chicken here, and I seasoned that with salt and pepper, extra virgin olive oil, rosemary, thyme, and a little bit of sage. We're going to kind of go with like a nice fall flavor here. Seems to be kind of the weather we're having here around here, and I kind of look forward to those flavors myself. So once these are sauteed up a bit, we start to see, you know, the onions become a little translucent here. We're going to add our garlic to this as well. I don't want to saute that garlic too long. If you do that, it gets bitter, it gets burnt. No bueno. Okay, and I have a little bit of rosemary, thyme, and sage. This is going to become very aromatic here very quickly. Okay, so we got that. We're going to add our chicken to this here. That's roughly 4 pounds of chicken right there. So, okay, we're just going to let this saute up just a bit more here. I'm going to season this with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And then I have a little bit of chicken stock here. This is homemade chicken stock. Nothing's gonna replace this. Not bouillon, nothing. All right, and this was made from organic bones. A little bit of chicken feet in there too. It really does make the best broth, our stock. And yeah, just some onion, celery, carrots, bay leaves, thyme and rosemary, but you really don't need to get that complicated with it. As long as you're making this supports good gut health, you know? Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead, add that, okay? And then I also have some cashew milk here, coconut milk, and yeah, just that's what I got here. And then we're gonna go ahead and add that to this. Now, this will not finish in the time of this video. But the secret to any stew or any soup that I make is that I let it simmer for an hour to an hour and a half at least, and that's really going to make it. And you can make this in a big batch, and it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to keep for a few days, and you can just keep eating it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm sure you guys do this too yourself. So, okay, we're going to let that come to a boil here. Just 1 second. Okay, and I do like to use if I do use a bouillon for like vegetarian or something like that, I have my favorite here. This one I get over at the organic shop here by the Oasis. It's just nothing but good stuff in it. Yeah, it's called Go Bio, and it's just a very good product. I recommend buying it just like this, not in the bouillon cubes, because I find it's just a better product this way. Yeah, anyways, it has it's only natural organic stuff in there. There's nothing wishy-washy about it. So yeah, and I always just add a few tablespoons to that. And yeah. Okay, so while we're bringing this up to a boil here. I'm just going to add just a little bit more seasoning. I normally season at the end. I check my seasonings. I'll probably taste the food 10, maybe 15 times, you know, before the end, before I actually finish my seasoning. I'm just going to add a little bit of hot sauce to this as well. And that's just going to give it a nice little kick to it. So, yeah. I don't... myself, I don't use recipes, you know. I make the food and I create the recipes in the process. That's what I do. It's what a chef does, you know. Any artist, you know, it's just like you in the kitchen at home. You know, maybe if you're baking, you follow a recipe, but everything else, you know, this is made with love. That's how you do it, you know. And so that's what I like to do afterwards. Write it down and make those mental notes of everything. And yeah, so. Anyways, I'm going to put this on the back burner over here. Okay. I do have a few more vegetables we're going to add to it as well. I got some cauliflower here, I got some peas, I got some peppers. you can add really anything you want to this. It's just a matter of what you like and your personal preference. Yeah. So I like to take the pepper, I like to cut off the cheeks. It just makes it a lot easier for cutting it straight. You might get a little bit of wastage on top, but I find working in the kitchen, it's more about your time is usually more valuable than a lot of things, than just a few cents of ingredients on the side there. Okay, and we're going to do some mushrooms as well in here. I have these beautiful shiitake mushrooms. I get these from my favorite local organic shop just out in Lumby here. And everything they do, they just go above and beyond for us. It's quite great, actually. These guys here, normally I would take the stems off, but if you're doing a stew, they will cook down a bit there. And so they won't be as tough. But if you were doing a sauce, you know, or like a something like right away, I would take them out because they are a little chewy there. But they do have a lot of anti-cancer effects on there. So I will be using those. Okay, and these are just criminies. Anytime when I use the shiitakes, I usually throw in a bulk of another mushroom just because these are expensive and you know won't get too far with them for flavor wise if you just go shiitake, unless you want to spend a bunch of money. So that's how I kind of get some more mushroom flavor in there. Okay, and on top of that, I have some green beans here. This is for those ketotarians, and I mean, these just add a nice bite in any soup. If you ever had a nice beef barley, they're just fantastic. So, this is a way to bulk up the keto. Okay, so I got everything right here to go here. I'm going to bring this guy over here. I just wanted to get up to temp. Okay. And we're just going to throw it in just like that. It's that simple. You know, other things, I would normally sweat these out, sear these off in a big commercial kitchen, but I'm just trying to make these as easy as possible for a lot of people here. So, yeah. Okay, we'll give that a stir up. Okay, and I am just going to add just a little bit of turmeric. That's turmeric. Okay, and yeah, that stir. Okay, I do have a lemon here, and what I like to do is just add a little bit of freshness to this. This will bring your cooking game from here to up here, so you know how to use it in certain dishes, like your salad dressings, sauces, mayonnaise, so many different little things you can just make so much better with this. So this just gets the actual rind off the top, and you don't want to take it too far because you don't want the white part on there. You just want the yellow, okay? So I just go quick, tap. Okay, now I'm just gonna do a quick juicing of this as well. Okay. All right, so I got some cauliflower here as well, and then I also have what I call a bouquet garni. In French, this is just you can have a few different things in here, but what I have is bay leaves, thyme, and rosemary. Okay, and that's just going to simmer there. The leaves are really nice on the rosemary leaves as well as the thyme, and that flavor really gets in there for like a stew or a soup, like it's just perfect for that kind of thing. And then that way you don't got to go digging around for it afterwards, because there's always that one bay leaf that just gets in there and you're like, oh, my bad. So, yeah. Okay. And then I do have some fresh peas, but I will add that towards the end. It's just so they stay a little bit fresher. It's just my opinion on that. Yeah. So we're gonna let this simmer over here. And I'm just gonna do a quick tidy up here, and then we're gonna do a quick vinaigrette. All right, so 1 second. All right, so quick, easy vinaigrette. There's nothing really to this. I like to do ratios when I do a lot of cooking in my head, and it makes it easy for me. Like, someone comes up to me and it's like, I need a chocolate mousse, you know, for 20 people or something. I need to make a dessert quick, you know. And so in my head, I like ratios for that because I can just tell my sous chef or my other cook, I can just be like, this ingredient, this ingredient, this ingredient, how much? And that's how I make a recipe in my head. So I remember ratios for a lot of different things. And vinaigrette is a nice, easy one for that reason. So this is just very basic. I got shallots. I got some parsley, garlic, lemon juice, Dijon, some awesome apple cider vinegar here, the raw stuff, and yeah, and then we'll use a little bit of the organic olive oil as well as some avocado oil because some people don't like that extra virgin olive oil taste, and it doesn't hold too well in the fridge. So I will usually water it down with just a little bit of the avocado oil, and then just at the end just put in about maybe 1/3 of the extra virgin olive oil. So okay, let's get started here. So parsley, we're just going to throw everything in here. I have a cool little hand blender here that I like to use. It's called an immersion blender, blender stick, whatever you want to call it. It's one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. Some of them come with a whisk, and those are really cool for making mashed potatoes, but we're not doing that here today. So I'm going to do about maybe a tablespoon of Dijon in here, and then we're going to just measure out our what's it called here? Measure out our lemon juice in here. And once I have this measured here, I literally will make the recipe from here. So I'm sitting at just about under a cup here, so we're gonna need 3 cups of oil. So when I do 1 part citrus, and when I mean citrus, I mean vinegar, I mean lemon juice, everything, I go 3 parts oil. And you can throw in, you know, different flavors in there too, like some apples for sweetener, or some like different vegetables, like some roasted shallots or anything like that. You know, it's just going to change the flavors of it. That's all. So yeah. So we got that, and okay. There we got that, and then we're going to add our garlic. Then we have our shallot here. And I'm not going to add all this, just a little bit. It just needs that just a little bit of it that makes it. This mess over here. Okay. And then I'm going to measure out some oil here. I'm going to do about 2 cups of avocado oil. Okay, I'm just going to add just a little bit of this. Okay, and okay, we're just going to start blending here. once you got it mostly blended up, when I was working in restaurants, how I could tell who made the salad dressings was how they stuck together afterwards. And if it's made properly, the salad dressing will stay together. Versus, yeah, and that's what we call an emulsification. Okay, just want to taste that, see where it's at here. Still very citrusy, and it still needs a lot of oil in there. And that's how you know if it's still very citrusy, it needs more oil. And that's where we're going to put in the other cup of olive oil here. Okay, that's about right. Now we're really testing the limits of this guy here. That's our mascot, Hazel, at the door. Okay. Okay, we got this guy. So this has come to a simmer, and when I mean simmer, I don't mean it's boiling rapidly. You don't want that, because everything, imagine, you know, a guy in a boxing ring and just getting punched all the time. That's basically what those vegetables are. So you want to just cook everything in a nice low simmer. And that really helps the end flavor there as well. Okay. Alright, so we got our salad dressing here. I'm just going to give it a quick taste, see if it needs some salt. Pepper. So just a little bit of salt in there. A little bit of pepper, and that's it. That's it. It's done. And then that'll keep in your fridge for up to 2 weeks, at least. So these little salad dressing things, they make any sort of like bowl that you're doing, any salad that you're doing, they're in the fridge. Prep ahead of time. Think ahead with this kind of stuff, because this makes so much easier when it comes time, because then nobody wants that. What am I going to eat? You know, and then you start stressing about what and when I'm going to eat. That's you don't need that. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope this has been educational for you guys, and yeah, that's our cooking class, our second one. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Okay.